Tonight on NAIT NewsWatch.
The unusual weather may be leading into a late winter.
We opened up the same week as we opened up last year, though we haven't gone to full hours because the lack of snow.
Food services have had to take precautions following an outbreak of E. coli.
We want to make sure that NAIT community is, their health is 100% our top priority.
And Candy Cane Lane opens for its 50th year in Edmonton.
And they started with wooden cutouts, and now it's what you see today.
NewsWatch starts now.
Good evening. Around this time of year, we could be battling below freezing temperatures and severe road conditions.
That's right. However, we're not experiencing that at the moment, and there must be a reason for this. Tyler Dzwenko joins us live from the South Lobby with more on this story.
Thanks, and you're right. It's this time of year where many people may be out early in the morning sweeping fresh snow off their vehicles. However, that has not been the case for a few weeks now. This lack of snow is an odd occurrence for being so late in November, and it's starting to affect some of the businesses that rely so heavily on the winter season. With the cold weather hitting in September so early, most Edmontonians were gearing up for a long, harsh winter. However, with the current trends in weather, most are finding it worse than it may actually be when compared to monthly averages. Chief Meteorologist at CTV Josh Clausen doesn't expect these changes to stick around much longer.
Average daytime high is -2 at the end of November, and instead we've had a string here of days where temperatures are above zero. It is going to cool off as we get into the first few days of December. But even that doesn't look all that cold. When you look at how many days have been above zero this year in November, I think a lot of people think, oh, this is way more.
The idea of having a late winter may be exactly what people are wanting. However, for some businesses that rely on snow and the winter season don't see this as a plus.
Usually takes about a month and a half to 2 months to get our full base. You know, slower start, but hopefully around December we'll get colder and we'll be able to make a lot more snow. And hopefully Mother Nature provides some for us as well.
With the milder temperatures, ski hills like Sunridge Ski Area have been finding it difficult to keep the amount of riders on their hills.
Well, obviously you need more people to make a business happen. We're doing all right. We got our local shredders that come in here every day, and we're keeping it going for them.
The late winter hitting Edmonton leaves trees bare from snow, grass exposed, and the North Saskatchewan River flowing. The Old Farmer's Almanac predicts that the coldest periods will occur in mid to late December and early January, meaning that this partially snowy river valley may be iced over very soon. The weather may be favorable now, but I wouldn't be expecting a green Christmas. Abby will have more on your weekend forecast later on in the show.
Tyler, although it is nice right now, what are the average temperatures for this time of year?
Well, usually we're sitting just below freezing with a daytime high of -2 and a nighttime low of -11.
And Tyler, what should people do to take advantage of this nice weather while we still have it?
Well, while it's still nice, I definitely recommend going out and doing some Christmas festivity activities, whether that be the Christmas tree in Churchill Square or the Candy Cane Lane just downtown.
Thanks, Tyler. That's our Tyler Dzwenko reporting live from the South Lobby. With Christmas right around the corner, residents of Candy Cane Lane are not wasting any time when it comes to decking the halls.
They are hard at work decorating for a special anniversary. Our Sarah Mitchell has more.
Thanks, guys. As you can see, there's no shortage of holiday cheer here. I'm at Candy Cane Lane. Residents are just starting to set up their decorations in honor of the 50th year Candy Cane Lane has been in operation.
Each holiday season, the residents of 147th Street and 95th Ave turn their houses into a winter wonderland, quite literally. The exterior of these homes have been decorated with lights, snowmen, and of course, candy canes. All this started with some cardboard cutouts 50 years ago. Some of the cutouts have even been passed on from generations of homeowners to keep the legacy of the lane alive. Some of these decorations have even been handmade.
So this year's a really important year. So 1968, Candy Cane Lane began with 5 families, and they came up with an organic idea that they'd brought, and they started with wooden cutouts, and now it's what you see today.
Candy Cane Lane has been working with Edmonton Food Bank for 25 years now, and the outcome has been outstanding. The food bank gets anywhere between 900 to 3,200 kilograms of food each year from Candy Cane Lane.
Maybe consider what you like to eat to donate back, but it is high protein, non-perishable items. So that's everything from beans, cans of soup, canned fruit and vegetables, pasta sauce, baby formula is a key item for us, and healthy school snack items. Any of those items are greatly appreciated. Please do not leave turkeys in the bins, because if it's missed from the volunteers grabbing it in the dark, loading it into the truck really quickly at night, then we have an issue. So if you please, only non-perishable food items along the lane.
The houses are beautiful during the day, but nighttime is when people are urged to come visit. Some houses are still in the early stages of decorating, but come December 7th, it will be a true winter wonderland.
In true holiday spirit, the residents of Candy Cane Lane and the volunteers don't ask for anything. All they ask is that passerbyers bring a non-perishable food item that can be donated to the food bank. Food bank donation bins can be found at the end of the street on Candy Cane Lane or at the end of some driveways of the houses. For NAIT NewsWatch, I'm Sarah Mitchell.
Thanks, Sarah. Every year, the Salvation Army collects money for charity, and this year you can donate a bit differently. Debit and credit machines. They are the new feature of the high-tech kettles, which would help make it more accessible for people to donate.
We've heard from so many of our donors over the years, especially recently, that not very many people carry cash anymore. And so one of the things that we wanted to do was make it possible for those people not only to participate in our program, but also to have a way to help their neighbors as well.
The Christmas kettles are available around the city to make a donation. And if you want to volunteer with the kettles, go to yegkettles.ca for more information.
The annual Stuff a Bus campaign launched at City Hall this week, along with a new program. Functioning the same as Stuff a Bus, the new Cram a Cruiser program will see police cruisers located at various Save on Food locations around Edmonton to accept donations. On December 1st, an LRT will be at the Clairview LRT station, and an ETS bus will be at the Spruce Grove Save on Foods location to accept donations.
We hope that families see that and they stuff the bus with non-perishable food items and high-demand items that Edmonton's food bank require.
For specific dates and locations to donate, take a visit to ets.com/stuffabus.
You're watching NAIT NewsWatch, the next generation of news.
NAIT has had to make changes on what it serves students after the recent outbreak of E. coli and romaine lettuce. News of the E. coli cases had surfaced last week, and since then, food service providers such as Eat at NAIT have had to take precaution.
As soon as we found out that there was a health advisory, even though it was out east and it doesn't technically affect us, we want to make sure that NAIT community is, their health is 100% our top priority, so we pulled all romaine product.
Health Canada says that the outbreak appears to be over, but being careful and safe while handling the lettuce is the best way to protect your health.
Alberta ministers held a conference this week to discuss the trade challenge they are launching against Ontario. The trade challenge is being launched in response to Ontario's trade practices regarding Alberta craft beer. Alberta is currently the most open market in Canada for craft beer, listing 3,700 products from across Canada, 745 of which are from Ontario. By comparison, Ontario imports roughly 20 Alberta products.
To put it simply, it doesn't make sense that it's easier to sell Alberta beer in Tokyo than it is in Toronto.
A new program was also announced which will lower the markup on the products of small Alberta breweries by up to 60 cents per litre. This change will take effect after the cancellation of the current Small Brewers Development Program in mid-December.
While the Eskimos didn't make it to the Grey Cup, it was still a win for the city of Edmonton. Hotels, restaurants, and streets were packed with eager football fans last week for the 106th annual Grey Cup. And according to Nancy Gordy, marketing lead for Edmonton Tourism, having two away teams compete may have been more beneficial for Edmonton's economy and tourism industry.
It was a bit beneficial that Edmonton wasn't in the Grey Cup, as hard as that is to say. Yeah, seeing Calgary and Ottawa in the final, it did definitely bring in more visitors from afar. So that did work out to our benefit for sure.
The final financial report for the Grey Cup will be released by the City of Edmonton early next month.
A shipping container home is getting ready to hit the open market. It may not look the best right now as it's still under construction, but this home is the first of its kind to hit Edmonton's open market. And with it came its own unique challenges.
So as a company, we've been trying to build sustainably and environmentally and socially aware in looking at how we can accomplish those things, as well as how we can reduce our time under construction. We started looking at the science behind it and some of the features and functions and determined that it was suitable.
Since the home will be brand new, sturdier than regular houses, and more expensive to build, it will start at $800,000.
The Muslim community is celebrating a special holiday. Eid al-Adha, which directly translates to the Festival of Sacrifice, is an annual Islamic holiday that has been recognized and celebrated by our province for the past 20 years. While the tradition may be Islamic, organizers say it also celebrates Alberta's diverse population.
So this year, the theme that we really wanted to emphasize with it being the 20th year is the fact that Alberta is a very diverse population, and this is an event that really speaks to the diversity of Alberta, bringing together people from all different walks of life and really celebrating pluralism in action.
The event also recognized Muslim contributions to the City of Edmonton, including a $5,000 donation to the food bank.
Special recognition took place this week for some Edmontonians who go above and beyond to make Edmonton a great city. The Salute to Excellence Awards honors individuals or groups who have given more than 5 years of exceptional service as artists, volunteers, or leaders in community service and sports. Rob Swart was one of the recipients recognized for his leadership in the multi-million-dollar upgrade to the Edmonton Rowing Club.
Well, I'm stepping down as president, and I wanted to transition to new, younger leadership, and I see that I've created the foundations with the facilities, and now my successors will start building the club up in terms of numbers.
11 recipients were selected for the Citation Awards, as well as 150 Edmonton-based athletes.
Coming up after the break, students who can't go home for the holidays.
We take a look at how NAIT is making sure everyone has a place to celebrate Christmas.
We celebrate diversity and we appreciate and tolerate each other's differences. So what I like about this event is we're coming together here as a family.
The Edmonton Oil Kings were in tough against the Prince Albert Raiders earlier this week, and the NAIT Ooks women's ice hockey team is getting ready for the first ever ACIC women's outdoor game in history. All that and more coming up next in sports.
With December fast approaching, we're starting to head into those cooler temperatures. However, we're still missing that snowy weather we're so used to having at this time of the year. Is it really winter without it? I'll have your weekend weather forecast coming up.
During the week of December 3rd to 7th, find our club profile videos on the NAIT NewsWatch YouTube channel. Welcome to the club! Brought to you in part by Confetti Sweets.
Although Tyler had mentioned the average temperatures that we were having, I wonder what it's going to look like this weekend.
I know, the weather has been so unpredictable these past couple weeks. Abby, what can you tell us?
Well, as we're heading into the first week of December coming up, we are probably seeing average temperatures in all places of Alberta for this time of year. Going to Calgary, they're looking at a high of -2 and a low of -5. They have a chance of flurries, but it'll be mostly cloudy. However, going into the week, they'll they may be getting around 5 centimeters of snow. Going to Fort McMurray, they have a high of -6 and a low of -11 with cloudy skies, but no real chance of snow for right now. And then in Jasper, similar to Fort McMurray, a high of -3 and a low of -12 with those cloudy skies, but no little chance to snow. Going here in Edmonton, it's around a high of -3 and a low of -6 with 30% chance precipitations and cloudy skies. If we compare the averages for this time of year, we're sitting at around the same at a high of -4 and a low of -12. Now, if we go back in time to 1884, we have a record high of 13 degrees at this time. And if we go almost 100 years ago from today, in 1919, they had a low of -35. So just be glad history isn't repeating itself this year. That's all for weather. Back to you guys.
NewsWatch Weather is brought to you by NR92, the station for the students.
Thanks, Abby. With Christmas just under a month away, many students are preparing for the holidays.
That's right. But some students will be preparing for the holidays away from home. Our Connor Toffin has more.
The holidays are often a time where we go home to celebrate with our families. But what if your home was thousands of kilometers away? Many of the 1,600 international students will be staying in Edmonton, far away from home, including J.M. Andrus. She believes that the International Student Club helps students feel right at home.
We help them to cope, and this is not just a club, it's more of like a family.
Yesterday, many international students were down at the International Student Center to decorate their Christmas tree. But going forward, they do have more events, including the winter holiday celebration, where students gather to celebrate the holidays after the semester, and the Holiday Host program, where NAIT staff can host an international student to a Canadian holiday dinner. One person who took part in the Holiday Host program is current International Engagement Coordinator Freya Fu.
Canada is so multicultural, so diverse, so it's not about the Canadian way, it's about how we do it interculturally.
She also believes it can help benefit the people who host.
And it was a really, really good time knowing that how, people who reside in Canada celebrate this very major holiday.
So while we're still about a month away, many NAIT students and Frosty are already getting into the holiday spirit. Not everyone, though, is going to be able to celebrate it at home. A lot of students from all across the world are going to be celebrating it right here at NAIT. I'm Connor Toffin for NAIT NewsWatch.
Thanks, Connor. Now, there has been a lot going on in sports lately.
Absolutely. I know the men's Ooks hockey team had a weekend series against MacEwan. Ryan, what's happening in sports?
The NAIT Ooks played their first regular season games against the MacEwan Griffins, with the two teams renewing the rivalry from the past two ACAC men's championships. After the Ooks won the first game at home, they were in enemy territory, looking to go up 2-0 for the season series. The game started off with Ooks goalie Brendan Jensen having to make several strong saves to keep his team in it early. The Ooks would find their footing and start putting pucks towards netminder Mark Dagg, but he would turn away the shots in the early going. Now in the second, up by one, the Ooks would really begin applying the pressure, forcing Dagg to make several saves before a scramble in front of the net, from the Griffins' net rather, where Isaac Fair would backhand a loose puck past Dagg. Ooks now leading by 2. Some rough stuff later in the period as Ooks forward Jake McKittiak gets hit crossing center ice and a scuffle ensues. Picking up in the third, and MacEwan began laying it on, and 12 minutes in, after yet another scramble, Brett Nah would bang it in to cut the lead in half. Now at the end of the period, with their goalie pulled, Grant would get one last chance, but the Ooks would keep the puck out somehow. The Ooks would add an empty netter and sweep the series 2-0. The women's hockey team is getting prepped for the first women's ACAC hockey game to be played outdoors, and what's sure to be a great game. The game tomorrow will be played against none other than the MacEwan Griffins. Both the Ooks and the Griffins are having great seasons, sitting in first and second place respectively. Having an outdoor game is a testament to how much the women's game has grown over the years.
you know, there's a few girls that really don't know what to expect. A lot of us have never played in that kind of atmosphere before. It would have been really easy for them to pick a men's program to do this, but they've chosen us in MacEwan, so it's really exciting and it's a huge honor. So hopefully we kind of get a few fans out to show them that it's a good game.
The game will take place at Fallen Rink, and despite the recent warm weather, Coach Thompson is confident in the Ice Crew's preparation for making sure the playing surface is top quality. And after a disappointing season last year, the Edmonton Oil Kings have returned to form. The team is 14-9-2 and is sitting in second place in their division. Wednesday night, however, they were facing the Prince Albert Raiders, who coming into this one had won their previous 17 games and were sitting at a record of 24 wins and 1 loss. And did the Raiders ever come to play? Early in the first here, as Max Martin walks in and puts it towards the net, and the puck takes a deflection and goes in. Raiders by 1. 10 minutes later, after a scramble in front, Parker Kelly scoops up with a loose puck and the Raiders double their lead. And 3 minutes later, Kelly receives a pass in front and one-timers his second pass Dylan miscue. Raiders lead by 3 after the first. Second period now. Trey Fix-Wolanski takes the puck from center ice, cuts into the middle, and wires it past Ian Scott, cutting the lead to 2. But the Raiders would respond shortly after, as Braden Packle takes the feed and gets it over miscue, restoring the lead. More from Fix-Wolanski here. After the Raiders increase the lead, Fix-Wolanski takes the puck off the half boards and goes short side shelf. Then 2 minutes later, off a face-off, Wolanski gets control of the puck and rips it home. Unfortunately, it wouldn't be enough though, as the Raiders would add an empty netter to win 6-3, clinching an 18th straight win. For the first time in over 5 years, professional basketball is making a return to Edmonton, and the Edmonton Stingers season ticket drive has started. The Stingers will be part of the Canadian Elite Basketball League, a new organization hoping to capitalize on the game's growth and popularity. The new league features teams from across Canada, 3 Western teams including the Fraser Valley Bandits, Edmonton Stingers, and Saskatchewan Rattlers. The remaining 3 will be in Guelph, Niagara, and Hamilton. The new league will feature players from all over the world.
Our league's going to draw talent from 4 major pools. So we will be doing a draft from U Sports, which will happen later in the spring. We'll also be pulling players from the NCAA, and then also from the G League as well, too, which is an incredible level of talent. The G League is the feeder system to the NBA.
Season tickets for the Edmonton Stingers games are now available at ticketmaster.com/Stingers. And now it's time for a look at what's going on this weekend in sports.
Time for your sports in 45.
Starting things off in the UFC with UFC Fight Night Adelaide. The feature bout on the card is heavyweight legend Junior Dos Santos going up against undefeated heavyweight prospect Tai Tuivasa. Tuivasa has finished 7 of his 8 pro bouts way of KO or TKO. Taking things now from the octagon to the squared circle, as WBC heavyweight champ Deontay Wilder looks to bring down the Gypsy King Tyson Fury. Wilder is 40-0 with 39 finishes by knockout, and if he wins this fight, he will surely fight British phenom Anthony Joshua next to become the undisputed heavyweight champion. And now, from where people punch each other in the face in a ring to people punch each other in the face on ice, it's my game of the weekend, as the Toronto Maple Leafs look to move up in a tightly packed Atlantic Division as they take on the Minnesota Wild this Saturday.
That's been your sports in 45.
So Ryan, it seems like that heavyweight title match is going to be a crazy match.
Absolutely. 2 big boys going at it there. Should be some fireworks.
So Ryan, if you had to bet money, Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury?
I got to go with Wilder here. He's the younger guy. He's more powerful, I would say. I think Deontay gets it done in the 10th.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Ryan.
Coming up after the break, the holidays can be financially tough for many families.
We'll show you a unique gift center that ensures every parent can give their child a gift this Christmas.
Just the fact that they can come and pick a gift out, I know they really, really appreciate that. That it was from their heart and they had their child in mind.
I previewed The Great Gatsby, which is being performed at the Waldale Theatre. I also take a closer look at Telsa's new animal exhibit, and I try to make it on Santa's nice list here at the Festival of Trees. All this coming up in entertainment.
Hot! What the? Don't miss out on Ooks Hockey. Catch Ooks play-by-play for home games Friday and Saturday nights. Light the lamp with NR92.com, the station for the students.
NewsWatch jackets provided by Elite Promotional Marketing and Timberland Supply.
With Christmas less than a month away, the Mustard Seed is getting ready to host the Family Gift Center.
We visited them to learn about how this event is different than others.
The Family Gift Center is a $2 toy store, which allows parents or guardians to choose and wrap the gift they want to give to their kids. They get more control of the gift compared to different charities where they may get them at random.
We've found in the past that instead of just giving out toys, not allowing the community to make decisions for themselves, they really appreciate being able to pick out a toy and pay for it themselves. Of course, if somebody comes and they can't afford a $2, we don't turn them away. We'll let anybody come and use the toy store.
The Family Gift Center runs December 11th and 12th. They are still looking for donations for kids of all ages. And for more information on how to donate, go to theseed.ca and visit the Family Gift Center page. Are you not entertained?
I mean, I'm not right now, but maybe Peter can show us something where I will be.
Thanks, Jasmine Logan. And Edmonton is definitely popping off this weekend. Ever wonder what a preserved animal with the inside still inside would look like? Well, the TELUS World of Science has you covered.
How many bones do they have?
Bare flesh and bones, along with muscles and organs. The TELUS World of Science presents Animals Inside Out. This exhibit takes a deeper look into the anatomy of various animals, both big and small. Each animal has been preserved by a process called plastination, which allows the bodies to be kept without the use of glass barriers or formaldehyde.
So they can realize that we are all similar in our anatomy, but then we each have unique characteristics, just as personalities are different, so is our anatomy.
The animals featured here were not harmed or killed for this exhibit. Animals Inside Out opens today for the public. The unofficial kickoff to the holidays started up as the Festival of Trees had its opening day. You know it's a good day when big old St. Nick is in the house, and knowing him, he's here for the Festival of Trees. The festival is back for its 34th year, and for something that started with only a small amount of trees, since then it has snowballed into a festival of over 100 trees. The festival is run by over 2,000 volunteers, and with their help, there are many different holiday attractions to take in.
We've been around for a while. We started way back with 15 trees at the University Hospital site, and we've expanded into what you see now. We have something for everyone. We have our amazing gingerbreads and cakes. We have all the wonderful tree displays.
Throughout the past 33 years, the festival has raised over $20 million for the hospital. And with a little Christmas magic this year, the festival hopes to raise enough money to get the hospital a new CT scanner. Love, lust, and lies. The Great Gatsby is a deeper look on how people are always not what they seem. A local director is bringing The Great Gatsby's 1920s feel and is showing problems back then are still problems we still face today. The Great Gatsby tells a tale of how Jay Gatsby became great through corruption and then fell apart because of his lust for Daisy Buchanan. Melanie Reed, who plays Daisy, knows people can relate to the story because of how people are unwillingly affected by things other people do.
It's really important to see a play like this or read a book like The Great Gatsby that says, pay attention to what's going on around you, how you affect other people, how other people see you is not as important as how you're treating them.
The Walter Dale Theatre will have The Great Gatsby playing from December 5th all the way till the 15th. Tickets are $20. Now we take a look at what went down in entertainment history today. Today is November 30th, so what went down in entertainment history? Well, in 1982, arguably one of the greatest albums was released when Michael Jackson introduced the world to Thriller. Thriller went on to win 8 Grammys while spending a total of 122 weeks on Billboard's 200, and at its peak, sold 1 million copies per week. Jump ahead to 1993, when one of Steven Spielberg's all-time classics, Schindler's List, premiered. Schindler's List won a total of 7 Oscars, including Best Picture and Director. Then, the year after, in '94, hip-hop artist Tupac was shot 5 times in the Quad, a local New York studio. This shooting caused the rift between Biggie and Tupac because Pac thought Biggie set him up as Biggie was upstairs recording a song during the shooting. And then fast forward all the way to 2013, Fast and the Furious star Paul Walker died in a car accident that shocked the world. That's been our look at history in entertainment. Jazzy, Logan, back to you.
Thanks, Peter, and thanks for joining us on this semester of NAIT NewsWatch. This is our final show, but we do have NAIT NewsWatch Extra, where we get a more in-depth look at some of the things that have went on in our city this semester.
We hope you have a great holiday season, and we'll end tonight with some images of the Festival of Trees. Have a good night.